I'm Jake.
And I'm Marlin.
AKA Gee. Welcome back to the Movie Buff Reactions channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the honest trailer for Justice League from 2017. Thought it'd be a nice little tie-in because the new director's cut of sorts version is coming out in a day or two called Zack Snyder's Justice League. And we'll get into that and why they're doing that after we watch, but before we start, did you like the Justice League movie?
Yes, I did. And I'm coming from the point where I'm not somebody with a lot of comics background, so I just took it for what it was presented, and I didn't bring that kind of expectation or requirements in mind.
I liked it. It was, in my opinion, a little dumb at times, but pretty fun. Kind of like Suicide Squad, but a little more stable than Suicide Squad and a lot better put together than Batman v Superman. And I'm a huge fan of the honest trailers. You've enjoyed them in the past.
They're a lot of fun.
So, let's see what they had to say about Justice League back then. Screen junkies.
Somewhere between the awful Suicide Squad and the excellent Wonder Woman, a new DC movie will get it sorted down the middle. But when the best comic book characters ever unite for a film that's just okay, you blew it! Again! How does this keep happening? Justice League. In the midst of a production beset by tragedy, Warner Brothers bravely forged ahead so executives could keep their bonuses, mixing Zack Snyder's trademark gloom with the optimism of Joss Whedon and the priorities of Brett Ratner's production company. Gorgeous. That results in its own signature blend of orange. Lots and lots of orange.
Very bright.
Man, I wish they'd release the Snyder Cut. Also, man, I wish the Snyder Cut wasn't a made-up fanboy pipe dream.
Well, not anymore.
It's being rendered right before your eyes, where this CGI villain steals these CGI boxes from their CGI hiding places, uniting the CGI heroes in a big CGI fight on a CGI battlefield.
CGI.
Until the CGI hero merges with his CGI box, while the CGI villain gets punched in the mouth by the hero with a mouth made out of CGI. Yes, ma'am. That just looks wrong. Meet the Justice League, a bunch of sad losers.
Or be left alone. If you stay up here brooding and processing, well, I wouldn't count on the tribes of men.
I need friends.
Who occasionally make jokes now.
Dostoevsky.
There's Wonder Woman, the three-dimensional hero turned into girl hung up on her ex.
I lost someone I loved. I once knew a man who would have loved to fly it. When it's your fault, they're all Steve Trevor.
Poseidon, king of the Broshan.
My man.
Cyborg, who's there.
Booyah.
Spider-Man, who in this movie goes by the Flash. Superman, and God, mouth is so distracting. Poor Henry Cavill worked out for months for this role, but all I can look at is weird fake baby mouth. They really couldn't just shave his mustache, or grow a beard, or, delay the movie? And of course, the Batman. He may not be that tough. Or that smart.
See your genius move. It's dying.
Or that careful with his secret identity.
Dressed like a bat. You're out of your mind, Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. You're the Batman.
That's the bat signal. That's your... Oh, sorry. That's your signal.
But... Wait, there's no but? That's a shame. He was the best part of the last one. Prepare for the arrival of Steppenwolf, DC's scariest horn-helmeted minor god villain with a giant-bladed weapon since the movie right before this one. He's got a generic look, a generic motivation,
He lived only to conquer.
and super generic dialogue.
Find the last one. Its power will cleanse this world. You're all too weak to see the truth. I am the end of worlds.
But no character since Buster Bluth has ever been this much of a mother lover.
Mother, I know, mother. Praise to the mother. I see, mother.
What the hell is that?
These are my words, Mother. From Army.
How is it possible they ripped off everything from the Avengers except the good villain? Come on, Joss. It's not stealing if you do it from yourself. After all the the intricate plotting of Batman v Superman, check out a sequel that says, whoops, never mind, pretending Batman knew Clark Kent for more than 15 minutes.
The team needs Clark.
Pretending the world didn't hate Superman before he died.
So much bitterness. Of course, I think it's all because he's gone.
And pretending that bizarre Flash nightmare sequence never happened.
That was weird.
I mean, that was clearly meant for when this movie was going to be a two-parter, right? So where the Avengers felt like the end of the beginning for the MCU, experience DC's big team-up movie that just kind of feels like the end, where they emptied out their Easter egg cupboard, united all their biggest superheroes, and tried everything they could to make it look like they still cared.
You know you can't do this forever.
I can barely do it now.
It's a shame, too. They were just starting to take some real steps toward heroism.
Save one. Save one person.
Okay, baby steps. Starring a wad of tinfoil scrunched around a laser pointer, Jason Moana, the Dark Knight Owl, the DCEU Hunger Games champion, Super Side-Eye, the voice of Warner Brothers,
We might not have thought this through.
Deadstroke, Smashed Mouth, Spider Car does whatever a spider car does. Oh, Miles Dyson, when will you learn? Mike Pence, Speeder Parker, and they recast Luther? Hey!
Care for a glass of Goudet Diamant?
Aww. And not starring, trailer shots, and scenes that weren't in the final movie. Aquaman consumed by water, Cyborg as a human in a Letterman jacket, the I didn't think you were real scene,
Didn't think you were real. I realize it's useful.
Cyborg fighting a tank and talking to a cop,
You should probably move.
Flash fighting a parademon, Cyborg as a human playing football, the original blue color palette end sequence, Bruce looking at holographic Superman, Barry breaking glass, Alfred talking to a mysterious visitor,
You said you'd come.
and Lois and Clark discussing their engagement.
I'll take that as a yes.
What?
Warner Brothers presents Joss Whedon's Zack Snyder's Justice League, Part 1 of 1. So, why does everyone in this movie have super smelling?
Fear. They can smell it.
The demons must have caught the scent of the mother box.
The scent is on you.
You could smell a story.
You recognize that smell?
You smell good.
Did I not before?
Nito
Surprised they didn't do a
burrito.
fart joke.
Dude, my hammer just got nailed. Elon Musk will create Skynet. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree? I cheddar the world in a feta cheese. Everybody's looking for Stilton.
So, how do you think Honest Trailers did the Justice League?
Well, they're good sarcasm as usual. It was orange. There was a lot of molten stuff in the film, and that was good. That was good. They're fun at doing this. I don't know exactly why they keep calling the Flash Spider-Man, but
Because he's got the personality of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
oh, okay.
I know you really enjoyed The Flash when we watched it.
Well, he was. It didn't bother me that he was in there to lend some comic relief, but he was also the one that became brave.
Maybe it's been a while since I've seen it. I just remember finding him very annoying. And the Cyborg character, yeah, that's kind of right. He's, for the most part, just kind of there. He's got some brooding moments with his dad. And also, when I watched the Justice League Teen Titans cartoons, Cyborg was part of the Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I grew up with that, so it's kind of weird seeing him in the live-action Justice League.
Okay.
And, yeah, everybody kind of shifts between brooding and kind of having a joking attitude, which...
I think you and I suspect it's because of the not competing, but two different directors taking over different things.
And the reason for that is Zack Snyder was the original director, but some way into production, his daughter sadly committed suicide, and he decided he couldn't continue, so he took a few years off from making movies, and they needed somebody to finish the film. I read the studio wanted some parts rewritten, so they brought in Joss Whedon, best known for the Avengers movies, and way back in the day, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And Joss Whedon definitely has a more kind of half comedy part to his filmmaking. And I wouldn't say it's completely unbalanced, but it definitely is a big shift from what we saw with Batman v Superman, where everything was so dark and angry.
Yeah, and I didn't mind that they showed human characters in each of one of these guys and women, and some of it they did with comedy. That didn't bother me. But again, I haven't got the background to look at something and see if it's consistent with.
What did you think of? Because they're not the first one to call it out, but what do you think of the whole thing with the mustache being CGI'd off?
I think that was something that just people liked to tweet about endlessly, and to me, it didn't matter. Didn't actually look like him, but
I didn't think it looked.
didn't look awful.
Didn't look as completely awful as some people made it out to be. The worst was that opening scene where that person's interviewing him on their phone.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most not finished it looked. Ben Affleck, the writing's not always the best, but I think he did a really decent job playing Bruce Wayne and Batman.
He did it all as far as being the leader, being able to do the comedy, being able to be in pain, all those things. He pulled it all together. It was a good Batman.
And Gal Gadot, she is just awesome as Wonder Woman, Diana. I think she was better in her own movie, but she plays her part very well here. She's tough, but she has a lot of dimension at the same time.
Yes. Speaking of dimension, the huge villain had no dimension.
Yeah, Steppenwolf was just kind of your generic one-dimensional, if you could call it that, bad guy.
His dimension, he was very powerful, and hated a lot of everything. But
I guess that's something you could say about the Justice League movie. It felt kind of by the numbers in terms of hero fights villain.
But the thing about the Justice League movie is that there wasn't enough time to actually, if it had been a two-part, you could have developed more good personal characteristics, way people bond, didn't bond, and all additional background.
The studio really wanted a 2-hour runtime. They didn't go beyond that. Yeah, just bringing all these heroes together. It's supposed to be a big deal, and everybody just kind of felt like, meh.
Yeah.
The Aquaman character was my next to Wonder Woman. He was my favorite character in the movie, just because Jason Momoa was very cool, very big, and he had a good sense of humor about him.
Oh, he did. Yes.
He was better in his own movie, but yeah, he was a fun. He was like the fun party animal of the film.
Yeah, then they did the little bit with the lasso of truth, or whatever it's called. That all of a sudden he's kind of spilling out what he's been thinking.
Yeah, a little silly, but it was funny.
Yeah,
and
and if people, like I say, that are fans from a long way back hate that kind of stuff, then I can see how they'd hate it. I enjoyed it.
And what did you think of the funny names they listed here?
I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I can't remember what they were, but yeah.
The ones that stick out was tinfoil wrapped around a laser pointer for Cyborg, and maybe a little bit of a cheap shot, but Mike Pence.
Yeah, that was fun. Of course, I'm on the side. I'm on the side of the world that would think that was funny. So.
And when they showed the big title, yeah, not the most creative, but it was funny. Joss Whedon's, Zack Snyder's. Yeah, the new version of Justice League that's coming out in a few days. Like they said here, Zack Snyder's cut is like a pipe dream. Not anymore. The fans kept demanding and demanding nonstop for like 2 years that they release a version that's more true to what Zack Snyder fully wanted. And after all that bitching and moaning, they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it."
And so it won't be humorous. It'll be more dark, right?
Yeah, and who knows how that'll turn out.
Even more orange, maybe.
From what I've seen, the original tint was more bluish, dark blue.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to be released on HBO Max, which we don't have, so unclear when we'll be able to see it. Hopefully soon, because by the time this video goes up, you'll be 74, and
Yes.
who knows how much...
And it might even be 75 before I get to see it.
Who knows how much longer we have you for.
Yeah, not, you know.
I'm just kidding.
Just
I
kind
love
of
him.
a short time.
And the new version is apparently, because like they brought back all the actors, and it's really cool. They really get them back. Even Ben Affleck, who quit, and they already have a new actor making another Batman movie right now. But the new version is going to be like 4 hours.
All right. So they had Peter Jackson do this, or?
Nope. Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon, they've pretty much, from what I've seen, scrapped everything he did, because he's not even credited for co-writing this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fun trailer, good jokes. I don't think it's as bad as some people do. I don't think it's perfect, but yeah, definitely better than Batman v Superman, and I enjoy it kind of on the same level as Suicide Squad. And I just want to say, as one-dimensional as Steppenwolf was, he was still better than the Enchantress from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I never figured out what that was about.
That was fucking awful.
I think probably one of the big problems with this movie is you brought up the powers that be wanted a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Period. And the story was much bigger than that.
Yeah, this feels
Much bigger than that. And if you're going to take, put 5 pounds in a 2-pound bag, what do you get?
Yeah. Maybe should have gone 2.5, maybe 240.
Could have been 3. There's a lot of stuff you could do. Apparently, they're going to go.
Really long.
They're going to be like Joe Biden. They're going to go big on this. What's coming out.
He's a fan, and hey, the Irishman pulled it off.
Yes.
So, hope you enjoyed our little reaction. Just thought this would be a fun little tie-in to do, and if you're gonna go watch the new Justice League cut, hope it's good. I hope it's at least better than Batman v Superman, and we will see you again soon. As always, still a bumpy time for getting things made and put out.
Yes.
Later.
Later.